Hey guys, you made it. School's out for the summer. You did it. Good job. And we are back for another set of devotionals this week from your youth leaders from afar for now. And we're going to talk about the fun topic of money, stewardship, finances, keys to successfully living, that type of thing. Now, some of you probably are totally drawn to that subject, and some of you are probably put off by that. I personally am drawn to it. I love learning about money and finances, keys to success, and stewardship, and all of those fun things. And so right off the bat, I want to define stewardship for you. Stewardship, just so that you don't check out on me really quick. So stewardship is basically, in really easy terms, how you take care of something that's given to you, okay? And it's a really important term for you to know and to grasp in this topic, because we all have things that we're stewards of, right? Our time, our things, our money, our relationship, none of it's really ours. It's given to us, and we're asked to take care of it and manage it and use it wisely while we're here, but it's not really ours. So let me ask you this. Do you think as Christians, as believers, that we're immune to financial struggles? My personal answer to that question is no. I'm a believer and I have not been immune to financial struggles. So now hear me when I say this, that financial struggles for me might look different than financial struggles for you and somebody down the road from you. And now comparing one struggle to another is not a good idea, okay? So some of us run into financial struggles because of decisions we've made, or sometimes we run into financial struggles because of things out of our control, the economy, for instance. But I would say that at some point in everybody's life, they will feel some sort of financial struggle. Maybe you can think of a time that you have struggled financially, or that you were in need of something, or someone that you were close to. I can remember a time in college that I was sitting on the floor in my apartment in the hallway and I was just bawling because I didn't have any money and I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. I worked starting in 8th grade, worked all through school, worked all through college so that I had the money that I needed to live. And at that point, I was struggling financially. So how, as believers, can we deal with the struggles and still be good stewards of the finances and the things that the Lord's put in our hands? We've heard our pastors, here at least, preach about these things, and in this lesson they give us 3 tools and 3 keys on that. And the first one is how to be content. And it's a really, really difficult thing sometimes, and sometimes not very fun to learn about. But we're going to go to the book of Philippians and talk about Paul a little bit. The book of Philippians is a letter that Paul wrote from prison. He wrote multiple letters, and another one is the book of 2 Timothy. And so in the world of prison, and when he wrote 2 Timothy, it would have been something like solitary confinement. He didn't have any contact with the outside world. It was probably pretty bad. The book of Philippians, on the other hand, maybe would be something more like house arrest. He could have visitors, he could receive gifts, they were kind to him. And so he was writing a letter in this book. And he had just received a care package, if you will. Maybe they sent him new sandals, or maybe they sent him some grain or a razor to cut his hair or something. I have no idea what they would have given. But at any rate, he was writing a thank you letter. Let me be the first, let me take a bunny trail. If you haven't learned to write thank you letters, let me be the first one to tell you, always write a thank you letter. Always, 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 handwrite it. Okay, now back to Philippians. During his letter, he goes into talking about contentment. We're gonna start in verse 10, okay, chapter 4, verse 10. I'm gonna read 2 verses to you. How I praise the Lord that you're concerned about me again. I know you've always been concerned for me, but you didn't have the chance to help me. Not that I was ever in need, for I've learned to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I've learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or an empty, with plenty or with little. And contentment's probably one of the least practiced disciplines in our culture, right? We're rarely content. We always want something new. The newest, coolest phone, the newest, coolest shoes, a new car because yours is too loud, whatever it is, it's something, and we're always comparing it to other people. But if we stop and really listen to what Paul is saying and think about his life, he's in prison and he's talking to us about being content, okay? He was beaten, he was thrown in jail multiple times, he was snake bitten and shipwrecked and tortured and almost killed multiple times, and he's talking to me about being content. And what he's really trying to tell us is that through his strength that he finds through Jesus, he's given the ability to be content in any situation. So, Philippians 4:13. You might not have the address memorized, but I'm sure you've heard it. We can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. It's taken out of context a lot of times, right? People throw it around when they need to make a home run at the bottom of the 9th inning or something. And I'm not saying that God can't give us the strength to do that. But I am saying when you take it into full context, that's not really what Paul's saying. He's saying that the power of Christ can give us the ability to be content in the midst of anything. What are you competing for? What are you striving for? Who are you comparing yourself to? Your goal today is to ask Jesus to give you the ability to be content right where you are with right what you have in the midst of your exact situation. And we'll see you on Wednesday.